Survival in the Arctic. It was snowing. Dad was taking the children out to play on their sledges. It's very, very cold, said Dad. You need to wrap up. Go back and put on lots of warm clothes and your thick coat. My boots are hard to take off, said Chip as he ran upstairs. I'm keeping them on. So am I, said Biff. Chip put on lots of layers of clothes and went into Biff's room. Biff had put on lots of warm clothes too. At that moment, the key glowed. The key took them to the Arctic in Canada. All around them were fir trees covered in snow. I'm glad we put on warm clothes, said Biff. Just then, they heard someone calling for help. Someone's in trouble, said Chip. In the distance, they saw a girl waving. Will you help me? She called. The girl's name was Kichi. We have an accident, she said. The girl's name was Kimmy. We have an accident, she said. Our snowmobile hit a hidden tree stump. My twin brother, Kichi, is in trouble. His leg is trapped. I'm not hurt, said Kichi, but I can pull my leg out. We need some help. Kimmy isn't strong enough to lift the snowmobile up on her own. Chip had an idea. If we get some thick branches, maybe we can tip the snowmobile over, he said. That will work, said Kichi. They found some heavy branches to lift the snowmobile, and Kichi pulled his leg free. We're stuck, said Kichi. When we don't come home, our parents will know something is wrong and send help. But help may not get here until tomorrow. Don't you have a mobile phone? Asked Biff. Yes, we do, said Kichi, but I forgot to charge it. That's a big mistake to make in the Arctic, said Kimmy. So we're stuck. We'll just have to make a shelter and keep warm until help arrives, said Kichi. You mean we're going to have to spend the night out here? Gasped Biff. Let's hope the magic key glows first, whispered Chip. Kimmy looked at the twins. We've slept out all night before, she said, but you need proper clothes to keep you warm. She went to the sled and found clothes and gloves. She went to the sled and found some coats and gloves. We carry spare clothes, she said, in case we get wet. Put on these on over your coats. Kichi took an axe and a saw out of the sled. We need lots of wood, he said. Biff and Chip collected wood for the fire. Kimmy began to build the shelter. She fixed a long pole between some trees and rested more poles against it. The back of the shelter must be against the wind, she said. Suddenly, a cascade of snow fell on Chip's head. Everyone laughed. Sorry, said Kitchi, but that's what happens if you stand under a tree covered in snow. Kitchi dug up stones to put a fire on. We need to work fast, said Kitchi. It will get dark soon. We need to have plenty of firewood to keep the fire burning all night. Kimmy melted some snow to make a hot drink. Don't forget, it's important to drink a lot, she told them. Kitchi grilled some fish on a metal grill. We caught the fish this morning in the frozen lake, he said. We were on our way home for the fishing trip when the sled turned over. They settled down for the night. Try to get some sleep, said Kimmy later. Biff heard something snoring outside the shelter. She was scared. Kitchi, Kimmy, she whispered. There's a bear outside. It's only a moose, said Kitchi. He threw a log onto the fire. A shower of sparks flew up and the moose ran away. Come and see this, said Kitchi. They went out of the shelter and he pointed up at the sky. The moose did us a good turn, he said. Because of him, we can see something amazing. Look, Biff and Chip gasped. Above them were streaks of green light that hung like a brightly colored curtain across the sky. These are the northern lights, said Kitchi. Wow, it's just beautiful, gasped Chip. Why does it happen? You had better look it up on the internet, said Kimmy. The next morning, Kitchi got the fire to make thick white smoke. A few minutes later, the rescue helicopter appeared. Rescue, said Kitchi. Just then, the key glowed. What an adventure, said Biff. Now I know what it is like to be really cold. I'm glad we've got warm beds to sleep in tonight, said Chip. In the garden, Chip shook the tree that Dad was standing under. Snow cascaded down on Dad's head. The children laughed. Hey, yelled Dad. Sorry, said Dad. Sorry, said Chip, but that's what happens if you stand under a tree covered in snow.